Hi, my name is Janelle Lyons, also known as the Real Estate Barbie, and I kind of wanted to make this video to just give you guys some insight. I am a 19-year-old real estate agent, and before I get too, into this video, I got my notes right here because I don't want to ramble too much, but I do want to give you guys a little bit of background on myself. My name is Janelle Lyons. I go by the Real Estate Barbie in the real estate world just because, we're young, we're fun, and pink. Everything is pink, so I do go by the Real Estate Barbie, but of course everyone else will know me by my name. I am 19 years old. I'm a real estate agent in the state of Maryland, and I've been licensed now for a few months, but I have been in the real estate world for a few years. My mom is a real estate agent. My father is a real estate agent. My auntie is a real estate agent. So it's kind of just like in the family. So I've been around it. I know some things, and I feel like I can, give you guys some insight on how I became an agent at such a young age. So the first thing that I want to do is kind of give you guys a little bit of a story time on how I got where I am right now. So I first began my real estate journey at 18 years old, and this was right after I graduated high school. Right after I graduated high school, I ended up going to my real estate classes, and this was before the pandemic, of course, last year. And I'm gonna get into how the pandemic is playing out and how to get your real estate license, but I'm gonna get to that a little bit later. So anyways, right after I graduated high school, I started my real estate classes, and things were going good. I was learning a lot of things, but once it got to maybe about the tail end of the real estate classes, my brain was fried, you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, when you're starting your real estate courses, it's going to be a lot of information, especially considering, well, I don't know how it is in other states, but I know here in Maryland, you can do it in different time periods. Like for me, I did the class in 3 weeks and retained so much information in 3 weeks, but then you can spread it out between a couple of months or things like that. So it just all depends on you and how you learn. So I did my course, and then at the tail end of my course, I think you had to pass with an 80 to go and take the state exam. I passed with an 80.5, you guys. I passed with a little bit. So it was definitely whew, it was a relief. And after you pass your test, you have a year from the date that you pass your class. You have a year to get your license. So you have to go to the state and do what's called the PSI exam, which is a national portion and the state portion. So the national portion, I believe, is 80 or 90 questions. I forget which one. And then the state portion is 30 questions. I did it for kept taking it, kept failing it. Then I ended up passing the state test, but then I still had to take the national test, and I kept failing it. So then I took a break. I said, you know what? We're going to study a little bit, and then we're going to go take it again. And by the time I went to go and try to take it again, the pandemic hit. So COVID-19 comes around, and things were shut down, couldn't test, and so that obviously put a hold on me taking my test. Once they opened up the testing centers again, of course, with proper protocol, like your masks and your gloves and things like that, social distancing, they opened it up again, and I failed again. And by that point, my year was up. Because my year was up, I ended up having to take the entire course again, which meant taking the class over. So at this point, like I said, we were in the pandemic, so instead of being in a classroom setting, I was on Zoom. Depending on the kind of learner that you are, it might, hurt. I'm not going to say hurt you. It's not going to hurt you, but it might be more difficult. I'll put it that way. It might be a little more difficult if you do well with more face-to-face learning instead of being at a desk or being, at a computer screen staring and being attentive and trying to retain information with a lot of people, faces on the screen. It can be a little challenging, but it's not impossible. I'm telling you guys that right now, it's not impossible. Of course, I had a little bit of an advantage because it was my second time taking the course, so a lot of the things that were being taught, I already knew it. It was just more of a refresher. So after I passed my class, I went and I took the test again, and I think I took the test 3 times before I passed. So I took the test the first time, and I want to say that I failed both the national and the state. And then I took the test again, and I passed the state test. Took the test again, failed the national, and then I took the test one more time and I passed the national and obtained my real estate license. So once you get your license, you're not technically, well, you're licensed, but you have to be under a brokerage and you have to be in the system in order to do actual like real estate transactions. So I go with the brokerage, and I am with Exit Community Realty here in Maryland, and I am under a team, which is the Lions Den Group, which is just me, my mom, my dad, and my aunt. So we have like a real estate team together, and that's where I'm at in all of this. Okay, so now that the story time is over, I'm going to tell you guys basically the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly of having your license. So for me, in the beginning of doing the whole real estate thing, it really wasn't like a passion of mine. Like, it wasn't something that like I really wanted to do, but my mom ended up having me do it because she said it would be a great, you know, fallback plan for when because I want to be a fashion designer, but my mom was like, you know, until that picks up, have this on your belt. And that is one of the greatest things I feel like she could have ever done for me. I feel like it is definitely an advantage that I have, especially being 19 years old. You don't really hear a lot about a 19-year-old having their real estate license. So it was definitely great in the end, and I'm really grateful that she, you know, pushed me to do this. Since I've been licensed, I've been officially licensed for 3 months, and I have closed the deal. I sold a house, and I have another client that I'm working with trying to find a house right now. So things are definitely going really well for me. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I'm a little nervous because my first deal was like super duper easy. We kind of just went through everything super fast. There were no hiccups. Not every deal is gonna be like that, and I have to remember that, and I have to just, you know, be strong enough to continue through this journey and, you know, learn as I go. And I have great mentors at my brokerage. I have a great broker, so I know that I'm going to be okay during this whole situation. Some of the main tips that I can give you guys as far as if you want to get your license, you want to be a real estate agent, is study, you guys. Now, that was my downfall. I didn't study as much as I should have, which is probably why I ended up taking the test as many times as I did. And I'm going to tell you guys how many times I took the test before passing it. And you guys are probably going to be like, what the heck? I took the test 13 times before passing, and it's $61 every time you take the test, you guys. So you do the math and see how much money was wasted. Well, not wasted, how much money was spent, okay? It was just a lot going on, and I will say that I am extremely grateful for the journey because it makes you appreciate it more. I'm not telling you guys to go fail your test 13 times. But what I am saying is appreciate the journey. Don't get too frustrated because things happen for a reason, and you're going to get your license when you're supposed to get your license. And, you know, I just wish everyone luck. If you guys want some study tools and things like that, I definitely recommend Prep Agent Joe. And there's a couple things like COMPUCRAM and things like that that I do recommend as well, and some books that I'll have linked in the description box below, so you guys can kind of get an idea of some good study tools to use before you go out and take your test and get into the course. And I used the Long and Foster course. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I don't think that I did, but I'll also put their link in the description box below as well. Hopefully this video was informative for you guys. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you guys have any more questions, I'll put my real estate Instagram in the description box below, and you guys can DM me some questions that you guys may have. If you guys just need some advice on how to pass your test, I definitely have that for you guys, and I'm more than willing to, you know, give you guys some insight and give you guys some tips. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel because I'm going to do way more videos soon, you guys, and they're going to be nice and fun, and I hope that you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, like, comment, follow me on my socials, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.